All right, let's get started. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us for our October Team Virtual. Tonight we are going to cook a few different low-carb recipes. We thought we'd mix things up a little bit. I think sometimes on these virtuals we tend to go for the delicious looking, not so healthy recipes. So we thought we'd change things up and bring you, some low carb recipes tonight. So thank you so much for joining us. I am Erin O'Brien, for those of you who I haven't met before. I am a Thermix consultant and team leader based in Druin in Victoria, but supporting my customers all over Australia and my team all over Victoria as well. So again, thank you for joining us. We are going to get straight into it tonight. I would love you to pop in the chat box before we start, perhaps where you're watching from tonight. And what are you hoping to get out of tonight? Are you a Thermomix owner that is hoping for some new ideas and inspiration? Are you a non-owner thinking about investing in a Thermomix? Pop in the chat box and let us know. Are you a TM5 owner that is thinking about our awesome TM5 upgrade offer? Pop it in the chat box and let us know. But we might get started straight away. And we're going to head on over to Emma, who is going to get us cooking.
Good evening, I'm Emma and I'm based in Thorpdale. Tonight I'm going to make a low carb breakfast frittata. So this is a really good one to have on the go in the morning, and you can even change up some of the veggies in it as well, and I'll let you know what those tips are as well. To begin with, I've just added this into my week, so we can just press start cooking. And it says to preheat the oven to 180 degrees, which I've done in the background. And then it actually asks for 80 grams of cheese, which is actually, they're just going to whiz it up 5 seconds, speed 5. I've actually already done that, so I've got my cheese there. But it's also handy to, I've got the cutter, so I actually just grate up my cheese in blocks, which is really nice and handy and cost effective. One good tip though, for grating the cheese is if you've got like a block of tasty cheese, to pop it in the freezer for about half an hour before, already chopped up into bigger blocks, and then it grates up and it's not too soft because it doesn't have the anti-caking agent and stuff in it. It can be a bit soft going through the cutter. So that's a bit of a tip for you. A lot of people were asking what to do about that at the home expo, so I thought I'd just put that in there too. So we can go past that step. It just says to transfer the cheese to a bowl, which I've already done. And then we pop 6 eggs in. So I've got lots of eggs. I've popped it, and some of them are small and some of them are large. So I've popped probably about 7 in there. And then 6 next. And then 2 tablespoons of double cream. So I've just got that here too. So I'll just put that in. This is also, well, it's also low carb. It's high protein as well, I noticed. So it'll have you feeling full for the morning. Then we've got 2 spring onions chopped into pieces. So I'll pop them in there. I've got all this stuff in the garden at the moment, so lucky. And then also a teaspoon, it says of dried parsley, but I've got lovely fresh parsley from the garden. So that in. And then half a teaspoon of fine sea salt. And a little bit of black pepper as well. You could actually be a little bit cheeky as well and just add, like, you could add a teaspoon of turmeric in. That's what I like to do when I'm making frittatas and quiches, especially since you've already got the pepper in there, which helps you absorb the turmeric. And then we pop on and we start mixing. So it's 10 seconds, speed 3. Is it all together? And then it says to pop in 60 grams of wheat. So it's all whizzed up in there. It looks quite nice, actually, already. And we'll just put our scales back to 0. And 60. And it just says to mix well with a spatula. So we can just mix it in with a spatula. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to get a frying pan, which I've got here. And it says to pop a tablespoon of olive oil in. And then we're going to fry off the bacon for about 5 minutes. So we've got about 6 slices of bacon cut up into slices, and we're going to let it saute and get all nice and crispy. And it'll take about 5 minutes. So probably back to Erin while we get that on.
Perfect. Thanks, Emma. All right. So while that is just sauteing away with Emma, I'm going to start my recipe and then we'll head back to her to continue on. So tonight I am making some low-carb chicken Kievs in our Thermomix. Has anybody made these before? I know they are a super popular recipe, but they're also a recipe that a lot of people are scared of because it seems a lot harder than what it is. So I am going to show you just exactly how easy it is tonight. So I've obviously got it planned out into my week. So I'm going to go into my meal plan there and choose the Kievs. Now, for those of you who don't know, you can scroll down. Emma was making the low carb breakfast frittata. We'll pop the link to the cookie dough recipe in the chat box shortly. You can scroll down from here and have a read of the recipe if you wanted to. You can change the serving size in this recipe. You can also go down to your nutrition information. So if you did want to check out your carb or protein levels, any of that, you can do so there. So 1.7 grams of carb per portion in this recipe. But for now, we are going to hit start cooking. So into our Thermomix, we are going to pop 100 grams of almonds. Has anyone made this recipe before? Or anything similar? So this recipe obviously uses the almonds. We're making the crumb now, so it's a little bit different to your usual kind of bread crumb for a schnitzel or a Kiev or that kind of thing. So 5 seconds on speed 9. Zoom will mute me out for this, so just bear with me for a second. I'm going to hit next. And I'll just show you in that 5 seconds, we have blitzed up those almonds nicely. It's not quite an almond meal, but very close to it. Like if you want an almond meal like finer, you would just go for a few more seconds. And into there now, we are going to put a teaspoon of dried oregano. And then a teaspoon of onion powder. And then half a teaspoon of paprika. Anyone else use their kids' spoons for herbs and spices? They just fit in the jar so much better than a teaspoon. And a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. So that's going to a bit too much. The next, again, a pinch of black pepper. Next again, popping the lid on. And now I've got 5 seconds, reverse feed 3. So this is just combining those all together, just giving it a quick mix. So through the chat box. Found it a bit tricky. Okay, well, hopefully I can simplify it a little bit for you tonight. All right, I'm just going to use my Thermomix on a glider board. So I'm just going to move that to the side for a second. And I've just got a shallow dish that I am going to tip that out into. So you can just see it's just a beautiful crumb there. So just popping that in there. We're just going to pop that aside for the time being. It says, do not rinse the mixing bowl. And into there now we are going to pop 100 grams of Parmesan cheese, just cut up roughly there. Oops, actually, we might go back to Emma quickly before I continue. Sorry, Emma. We'll just see what she's up to quickly.
Hi, you can hear it sizzling in the background. Oh, it's sizzling quite a bit. So it is starting to smell really great and get very crispy there. So it actually says to add 80 grams of fresh spinach. So I'm actually adding kale into that now, and it's going to fry off for a minute. We have kale in the garden, but you could use silver beet, kale, baby spinach, whatever your preference is. And it'll wilt down really nice, and it already smells really nice with the bacon. Black kale, Cavallonero, actually has a really bacon smell when it cooks, when it fries, so it kind of really complements the bacon as well. So we'll do that for about a minute over on the stove.
Perfect. Thanks, Emma. I'll do the cheese and then I'll come back again, hey?
Yep.
All right. Sorry, I got a bit carried away there and just kept going. Guided cooking makes it too easy. So we've popped our Parmesan in there. We're going to put the lid back on again. Next, and now I've got 10 seconds and turning the speed selector to 9. So again, this will be a bit noisy, so I'll zoom me out for this 10 seconds. And then next we are going to transfer that into a little bowl. So I'm just going to put it back in the bowl that I had it in. So that's just grated up that Parmesan in 10 seconds. So I'll pop that in there. We'll quickly go back to Emma, who has wilted down that kale. And then we'll come back and finish.
Yep. So the next step is to pour the mixture in on top. So you can see it's all wilted down really nice in there. And it smells so good already. And now we're putting that mixture in. So I'll just try and get it all in there. Now we're going to cook that down for about 5 minutes, and then we'll pop it in the oven for another few minutes with some cheese on top. So
Awesome. Thanks, Emma. Do you want to just let me know when you're about to pop that in the oven and we'll come back and just see how it looks quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Before you do that. So yeah, she's just going to start the cooking process of the egg, and then the second part of it is in the oven. So we'll go back when that's finished. So I've popped my cheese aside. So far I've got my crumb and my Parmesan, and now we are going to keep going. So again, we don't need to wash the bowl. We can just keep going. And into there, we're going to place 100 grams of butter, just roughly chopped. You can also make your own butter with this step if you wanted to. Just add it in, just use the cream to make your own butter. 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, so we'll just pop those in as well. 10 grams of parsley. 10 grams of basil. A bit under my basil plant, a little bit sad at the moment. Okay. A sprig of fresh thyme, leaves only. I don't have any fresh, so I'm just going to use a sedge of dried. And I'm going to pop the lid on again. And now I've got 40 seconds on speed 5 to blend that up together. Just reading the chat box there. You can use dried herbs or mixtures though, but I do think the fresh is nicer in this the herb butter of this. You can also just make it a garlic butter. Like, remember, guided cooking is always just a guide. So if you don't have something, or you don't like something, yeah, you could just make it like a garlic butter with just, you know, a bit more garlic and leave out the herbs if that's what you had. I know other people do other variations of it as well, do like a sun-dried tomato and all kinds of different things in their butters for the kids. Obviously, that would change our carbs a little bit in this instance, but delicious all the same. All right, so that is our herb and garlic butter. So I'm just going to leave that out. All right, so that's the butter done. And then we're just going to do the chicken. So do not mix can't speak tonight, can I? Do not rinse the mixing bowl, and into there 500 grams of chicken breast, just cut roughly. 1 egg. What do I do with my egg? 1 teaspoon of salt. And then that reserved Parmesan cheese. So just pop in that bowl, all of that straight back in. So obviously we've just done like the Parmesan first, because now we've got like moist ingredients in there and it's not going to grate up as finely when we've got some moisture. It's all just going to stick to the bowl instead. So you're just doing it in order of that. And then 20 grams of the crumb. Next, we're going to pop the lid back on again. And now we've got 40 seconds on speed 9. We might go back and see Emma while this is doing it because it'll be too noisy. She should be just about done, I reckon.
Yep, it's nearly just set at the top. So we're ready to pop some cheese on. So we're going to pop the rest of the cheese on the top. And then we're going to pop it in the oven for 5 minutes to finish it off. And that's as simple as that. And you can actually cut it into a few different triangles and have it for multiple breakfasts, or you could put it in muffin cases for multiple breakfasts on the go. And yeah, so I'll just pop it in for 5 minutes.
Awesome. I couldn't hear any of that, but I assume you're popping it in the
I am
oven.
popping it in.
Awesome. That was super easy, wasn't it? And great to be
Yeah.
able to just pop it all straight in. All right, so my chicken mince is done. So that is our mince done. So again, we've got now our mince, our crumb, and our butter all ready to go to make our Kievs. So the next step is to preheat the oven to 180. I'm actually doing my Kievs in the air fryer. That's just how I like to do them. So obviously I can step past that. And lining a baking tray I don't need to worry about. So it just says next to using damp hands, divide the chicken mixture into 6 portions, approximately 100 grams each. And then flatten it into the palm of your hand. I'm just going to dip my hand. All right, so I'll do that bit and then I'll keep talking as I'm doing it. So obviously, remember again, I say it 1,000 times over, but guided cooking is just a guide. So make your Kievs however big or small that you want. We've got 5 little kids, so I generally make a couple of big ones, 1 big one for myself, 2 big ones for my husband, and then some smaller ones for the kids. So, you know, it says 6 equal portions, but by all means, just do whatever suits you and your family. So flatten each portion to the size of your palm, about 1 centimetre thickness. Then place approximately 1 tablespoon of reserved herb butter into the centre and form the chicken mix around the butter to enclose completely. So literally all there is to it is grabbing a teaspoon of the butter, popping it on the chicken and then kind of wrapping it around it almost. Just want to make sure that there's no holes anywhere, but that is it. And then you're just going to roll that. Sure, there are no thin spots or holes, yeah. And then roll that in the reserved crumb and set aside. So I'm just going to do 2 for tonight, for now. We'll do the rest off camera. But that is it. That's a good idea too, Jess. So if you don't think that your kids will eat the Kiev or the garlic butter, you could just make it into nuggets. That would be delicious as well, and a super great idea for the kids. So again, just flattening it into the palm of your hand. Some of the butter mixture. And then just patching it around it kind of thing. So once you do, so you'll roll that in your crumb mixture. And once you do all of your Kievs, you just give them a second coat in your crumb mixture as well. So just literally just rolling it back through that. So I just have it like when I'm making them at home, just, you know, like kind of lined up. So that I've got my chicken, my butter, and then my crumb. Just gonna quickly wash my hands and just roll them all out that way. So our next steps would be, once they're all done, to coat them again. And then you could, again, I'm using the air fryer, but otherwise if you're going to pop them in the oven, you're just going to give them a quick brown in the frying pan first. And then, yeah, popping them into the oven for about 10 minutes or until cooked through. So I'm going to pop these in the air fryer and we will, where are we going to go? Over to Jess, who's going to get her meal started, and we'll come back and see how they go at the end.
Hey everyone, I'm Jess. I'm Thermilife on the farm, and I'm actually based in Caniva, so still in Victoria, but just on the border, far north from these girls. I am making a seared beef salad tonight. So I'll just go into my week. I'm in the meal planning section, and you'll see here the recipe is already here. So just click on start cooking. I think the girls might have shown you before, but we can have a look at the whole recipe here as we go. Or just go and start cooking. So I'm just going to go and start cooking here. And we've got to pop in 20 grams of oil. Pop that in. Is anyone making any salads at the moment in the Thermomix? I'd love to know. This will shock Erin, but I haven't actually made this one before. Now we've got 50 grams of onion. So you just wanted it halved and then sliced. So I've just done that now. You could do that in the cutter if you wanted, but it was only 50 grams, so I didn't need too much. Then we're going to place the simmering basket on top. And put that out. Put that on here. And that's just going to now brown at 120 degrees for 2 minutes. So we've just popped the simmering basket on top, so that's going to allow some of the steam to escape as we brown off the onion. While we're at this step here, you can always click on here and we can go down to check our recipe detail if we needed to and go back while it's still cooking. We can just click back on continue to get back to where we were. You can go back out to the home screen if you need to, if you want to be weighing in any ingredients or checking anything on your home screen there. But then you can also press the preview button. So the preview button is really great if you're not already organized like I am tonight and you like to cook like how I normally would cook, just grab things out of the pantry as you go. You can press the preview button, and while you've got your 2 minutes here cooking, you can be going through going, yep, I can get the rosemary out, I can get all these other things organized. So it's really great to be that one step ahead, which you can do while it's still cooking and you're not interrupting the cooking process. If you click down on the top here, you get another drop-down menu. And with that, you've got the Thermomix, like the cooking step that we've got here, you'll see that I've got a timer running. I find the timer really great, especially on nights like this when we're like cooking and I'm off camera for a bit, because your Thermomix will time out after about 15 minutes and turn off. So if you're finding that you're doing a whole day cooking, or you've done a pre-clean and you're sitting down to eat dinner and you don't want it to turn off, I just pop the timer on. And then it counts down in the background. And while that's counting down, the Thermomix won't turn off. So I find that really great for when I've got the pre-clean, the dirty water in there, but I've finished dinner and sitting in the lounge room or something. It will chime when the timer's done, and it reminds you to come back and clean it up. But yeah, the main thing I love it for is that it doesn't turn off. All right, so that's now 2 minutes. I'll just show you in here. So just fried off the onion a bit there. I did choose to use red onion. It didn't deflate either way, but I thought that would be nice flavor in the salad. Okay, so now we need to put in a sprig of fresh rosemary. I forgot to grab that in the mad rush of dinner and putting the kids to bed, so I'm just going to use dried rosemary and pop that in. I could have run out to the garden, but I was too lazy. And then we're going to put in 200 grams of the rump steak cut into strips. So I've just got a bit of steak here. You'll see that's only 200 grams, but this recipe, when you look at the number of serves, is only a 2-serve recipe. So I'm sure you could double it. You could double it, I'm sure, and just repeat this step if you wanted to put more meat in there and have more, have a higher serve salad. So it is just saying to ensure that the steak is evenly distributed around the bowl. So you'll see there, I've just made sure it's all nice and even, because we are going to use the high heat mode of the Thermomix. And to do that, we just need to ensure that the meat, that everything is evenly on the bottom so it cooks properly. So we'll get this, you now get to put the splash guard on, which again, I forgot to get out. But that is the splash guard here. It is a new accessory with the TM6 for the high heat mode. So it'll come up with the warning or the reminder every time you go to use it. But that's all we need to pop on. So the splash guard is really great. I don't think you can see very well, but it's got the steam around the edges, but you can't actually access the blade or the heat of the bowl. You probably can't hear now, but with the high heat mode, it goes up to 160 degrees, which is 40 degrees higher than the maximum temperature of a TM5. This mode mimics like the fry pan, so it's starting to sizzle now in the bowl, but you'll also hear that the blades have stopped moving. So this allows the meat or the veggies or anything that you're cooking to actually brown on the bottom and get the full flavor of the browning with the high heat. So you'll hear it. So you'll start to see the smoke and the steam come out the top, and then the blades will kick in. They'll kick in sporadically just to ensure that it doesn't burn on the bottom. So it's starting to sizzle now. It'll start, the blades will kick in, stir it around, and then let it sit again. So that's how we can get the browning. While that is going, I'll just go on, because the step here has now come up saying that meanwhile, while this is cooking, I can head on to the next step. So it's got 120 grams of cherry tomatoes and 40 grams of drained caper berries, which I'm not putting in, that was optional. And roughly tear about 70 grams of rocket leaves and an avocado into a large bowl. So I'm going to use my thermoserver here. This is a host reward. I don't need to measure any of this, so I don't need to put it on top there. But yeah, this is a host reward. If you have invited guests along tonight, you can actually get one of these as a thank you for inviting guests along. You can get it just from speaking to your consultant and having a demo at any time. We would all love to do a demo for you. So we'll just keep, so I've got my rocket in, I'll just put in my my tomatoes in here like this. And then we're going to pop in some avocado as well. We'll just leave that like that. I'll just wash my hands. All right, so we've got that there like that. As I said, you could, the recipe did ask for caper berries as well, but it was optional and I chose not to put it in there. I don't think the kids will be eating this. I'm hoping I get to eat it all myself. But just in case they wanted some, I didn't think they would really appreciate that. If I just click the next button here, it takes us back to our high heat, like our cooking stage there. And it still says we've got about 2 minutes 50 to go. So if I go on, I can just see what the next steps are, and they will be putting the meat and that back into our bowl with our salad. So with just a few minutes to go here, I just thought I'd touch on the current deals we have going at the moment. So as you'll will have heard, it's very exciting. We've got a TM5 trade up. So if you are an owner of a TM5, you can trade up your TM5 to a brand new TM6. You'll get the current gift with purchase, which is a second bowl and a $200 Woolworth gift voucher, which is very exciting. You will also get $380 off the cost of your TM6. So that's a total saving of $975, which is our best ever trade up or loyalty program we've run for a TM5 owner. So it's very exciting for all the TM5 owners out there. I know this has definitely been a long time coming for people who've been waiting for this. We also have, if you aren't trading up and you just want to buy a brand new TM6, our deal at the moment is this free second bowl and the $200 Woolworths voucher. So it's very exciting. Coming into Christmas, you'll be able to be more efficient in the kitchen. You can use that $200 gift voucher at Woolies for a Christmas shop. You can just use it for your groceries. You can even, we've found out, use it at Big W as well. So you can use it for more Christmas shopping and that sort of thing, which is all very exciting. Every little bit helps at this time of year. So that is a really good gift with purchase. So if you are interested in any of these deals, get in contact with your consultant or get in touch with one of us from tonight and we can help you out. But yes, it's all very exciting at the moment. I'd love to know, what would you use your $200 Woolworths gift voucher on? Would you be buying just your groceries this week? Would you save it for Christmas? Would you shop at Big W? You've got so many options. So we've got about 40 seconds to go. I'll just check the chat box. Yep, cool. So yeah, so this is a really yummy salad. That's not your typical just vegetable salad. You can make this one a meal because you've got you'll have the beef in here as well. I've had very good reviews on this one from customers, so I'm excited to actually finally get around to trying it. We've got about 4 seconds to go. There we go. So as I said, this had the whole, like the cupboard in the middle, so that we couldn't access the bowl, but all the steam could escape. So I will show you in here. There's our browned beef and onion. There is a little bit of browning on the bottom of the bowl that you might be able to see in there. Don't fear, your browning pre-clean will get rid of that easily. So now we need to transfer the seared beef into the bowl with our rocket. Let's bring that back over here. And we want to discard the rosemary. Well, I don't need to worry about that because I've just put the dried stuff in, but we want to retain the meat juices in the bowl. So I'll just grab some tongs here. Let's grab it. Smells delicious. So do that. There's a little bit of juice left in the bowl and a little bit of that caramelization on the bottom, which will just add to the flavor. So we'll go next. You'll see here, I'll just quickly show you these green lights here. These green lights mean that the bowl, like it's actually under 60 degrees. As soon as I put the bowl back in, because it's hot, they will turn to red. So it's just another safety mechanism to show that, like for young kids or anyone, that red means hot. You just need to be more cautious of the bowl. All right, so we need 30 grams of walnut halves. We'll put them in. Okay. 20 grams of oil. So now we're just making the salad dressing. Um, 10 grams of lime juice. I didn't have any fresh limes, so I'm just using and 10 grams of honey. A bit more. Okay. Next, just put some salt in to taste. And it's got half a teaspoon of pepper as well. I never actually measure my salt and pepper. Put in there. All right, so now we're going to put the lid back on. We need the measuring cup back in. And we're just going to go 3 seconds on speed 5. So it might be a bit loud with the because we've got the walnuts in there, but so it might just cut me out for a minute. There we go. So that was as simple as that. So that is our dressing in there. And then all we need to do is pour the dressing over the salad and mix well. So that in there. Let's mix that up a little bit. And then that is our salad done. So it's all made. That didn't take very long at all. And it smells absolutely delicious.
It looks amazing. Thanks, Jess.
No worries.
So quick as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's going to
so
be
fast.
like a perfect summer salad.
And as I said, that's 2 serves.
Also,
so that's all right.
Yeah, but that looks quite a big 2 serves.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. My Kievs have just come out of the air fryer. Well, I've leaked one because I poked it a little bit. So I did see the questions about how long. I did it for 12 minutes at 200. And I don't put them in the pan first. I actually just give them just a little spray, just with some olive oil, just in one of those. You can get these from Woolies or that has just got your own olive oil in it, rather than those aerosol ones. So yeah, 12 minutes, 200 degrees for them, but obviously it would just depend on how big you make them. So you could adjust that up or down if you needed to. But we will come back to them in a minute. We're just going to make a couple of really quick recipes just to finish us off tonight. The first one is a little sweet. So press the wrong button. Go into my week. And I'm going to make the almond chocolate mousse for us tonight. So something, yeah, just a little bit healthier. What have we got? There's 5.4 grams of carbs per portion in this one, and the recipe makes 4 portions. So let's get cooking. We're going to pop our butterfly whisk in. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this before, but in quite a few of the TM6 recipes now, we've got some little videos in there just to show you exactly what to do. I know the butterfly one is probably one of their simpler things, but it's really great in showing you kind of all different things really, like breads and doughs. It shows, the videos will show you exactly what it wants you to do. So they're always there if you want to read them. They're adding to them all the time as well, which is great. So into there now, we're going to place 300 grams of thickened cream. Anyone made this recipe before? Does anyone have any favourite low carb desserts or sweets that they make when they're after a bit of a treat? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. 1.5 tablespoons of raw cacao powder.
The one I like, Erin, is there's a strawberry cream bites, which is a low carb recipe, and it's like little strawberry almost cheesecakes. And
I think I did see that.
Yeah, you need to leave them overnight once you make them in molds, in like a little sphere mold. But then you have them in your fridge for, you know, you can have them for a week or so in your fridge, so you can grab a bite or two every day, which is really nice. And the kids don't go near them, so they're all mine.
Oh, perfect. Into the now, I'm placing 30 grams of natural almond butter. I actually made this just before we started, so I didn't have any almond butter, but just use almonds to make it whip it up quickly. A bit cheaper as well than buying from the shops. I just saw Cassie put in the chat box that she made the Skinny Mix's chocolate puddings. They sound nice. The other one that I do like is there's a keto cheesecake on Cookie Do as well. I think Skinny Mixes have one as well that is quite nice for a nice kind of low carb dessert. 1 to 2 teaspoons of monk fruit sweetener. Or you can use whatever sweetener you prefer if you have a preference. And then a teaspoon of vanilla. And now we're going to pop the lid on. And now it's telling us to turn the speed selector to 3. And then it says whipping until firm. So watching to avoid over whipping. So it's just like if you're whipping cream now. And there's no set time because it can vary so much depending on your cream. Depends on the expiry date of your cream, lots of different factors. So, you know, if we set a time for this, there's a good chance that we could under whip or over whip. So it's best just to watch it instead. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it through the mixing bowl lid, obviously, and you obviously might not because it's a bit harder on screen, but I will hear a difference in the sound as well as it's whipping up. So I can hear it starting to thicken now. It's not kind of sloshing around as much. And don't be afraid to stop and start it too. If you're like, oh, it's ready, and then you take the lid off, it's not. You can just start it. Like, just add a bit more time. It's not going to matter. So I'm going to stop it there. Just about nailed it. Into like a mousse-like consistency there. I can give that. I'm just going to give it a little nudge down with the spatula, and I'm going to give it probably just another 5 or 10 seconds. Still a little bit runny, I think. So again, yeah, if you stopped it and you didn't think it's ready, it's fine. Just the time isn't set, so you can just turn it back on to speed 3 again. You do just want to be careful because it goes from being perfect to being over whipped and turning into a butter very quickly. Yeah. Just that bit thicker there. And that's it. That is the chocolate mousse done. Just remove the butterfly whisk and then transfer into 4 small serving bowls and place 4 glasses and place in the refrigerator for 30 minutes to set. Or you can have it straight away as well. So I think there's another, in the hints and tips, it says that if you wanted to, you can, if your preference is, you can have it straight away. It'll just be slightly runnier. It'll thicken up a little bit more in the fridge. So I'll just show you. Okay, I'll leave the rest enough now. That is a super quick and easy low carb dessert. All right, so just to finish us off tonight, I thought I would make a quick side salad to go with our meals as well. One of my friends who is a consultant as well, if you want to give her a follow, she's a thermomixing dietitian, Nat. She's amazing and a wealth of knowledge of all different things. But she was helping me a little bit with the menu tonight, so thank you, Nat. And she suggested this salad, I'll grab another bowl, as a great one to go with all kinds of different recipes. It would go lovely with a frittata if you're having it for dinner, or a different frittata. It's going to go beautifully with the Kievs. And it is called the detox salad on Cookie Do. I'm not sure if anyone's made this one before, but again, really quick and really easy. So into the bowl, it's just like one of those quick chop salads that we all love in our Thermomix. We're going to pop 200 grams of broccoli. And then 140 grams of cabbage. Next, 50 grams of red onion. A little bit over, but I'm just going to use the whole onion so we don't have waste. 50 grams of red capsicum. Again, same, bit over, but that's what I had in the fridge. So I'm just going to throw it all in. Popping the lid on. 6 seconds on speed 4 to try. Who loves the quick chop salads on Cookie Do? I like my favourite thing to do. I do the broccoli salad is probably my all-time favourite. Beetroot one's delicious. There are so many, and they are so quick. You literally just throw everything in. So it's just telling us to transfer it to a serving bowl and add 1 avocado diced with it. So I've already thrown the avocado in there, but I'll show you quickly. How good is that? So how many? That was 6 seconds to chop all of those veggies up. And also, guys, this is why 2 bowls is so handy. You know, if you want to add, like I've used 3 tonight, but you know, whether you're making a main and a dessert, a main and a side, different aspects of a main, all kinds of different things. The second bowl is beyond handy. Those of you who have a Thermomix already, do you have a second bowl? Pop in the chat box and let us know. So now we're going to quickly make a dressing, and that is 50 grams of plain yogurt. 15 grams of olive oil. 20 grams of lemon juice. And we're going to pop the lid back on again. And now I've just got 10 seconds on speed 7. Got quite a mess here. Spatulas and lids flying everywhere. So now you can just add a bit of salt and pepper to taste if you like. Just add a tiny bit. And then we're going to pour that over the salad and mix it in with the spatula. So again, another really quick and easy side salad. You know, you could make this to take to a barbecue or anything, but perfect to have in the fridge to go with your meals for the week. Beautiful with your Kievs. And then it says serve immediately, and you can sprinkle it with 2 tablespoons of flaked almond seeds and a half a tablespoon of chia seeds as well. So while I finish all that, I might just quickly kind of serve it all up properly. We'll go back to Ema and see how her frittata ended up, and have a look at Jess's dinner one more time, and then we're all finished. That's nice and early tonight for a change. But we will go over to Emma first and see how the frittata ended up.
Hi, so this is it all done. It's really lovely. It smells amazing. It's just a different take on your bacon and eggs. And also low carb, other low carb veggies you can put in cherry tomatoes and capsicum, or you could put in some sweet potato finely sliced as well, which is just lower carb than like regular potato. And yeah, it's probably low carb cooking is kind of showing us tonight, like you can cook things super duper quick in your Thermomix as well. So which is quite good. But yeah, you could chop this up into 8 pieces and have it in your fridge ready to go to take. You can serve it warm or you can serve it cold. And yeah, you could have it for brunch or dinner with that lovely detox salad. That would be amazing, especially if you pop some sweet potato in it for dinner. I think that'd be really nice. It's barely got any carbs in it as it is at the moment. It was 0.4 grams of carbohydrates, so that's pretty low, but very high protein. It's had over 15 grams of protein in it. Yeah. Also, I'm Emma from Thorpedale, and my Instagram is Red Dirt Road Life as well. If you want to follow along and have a look at some of my gluten-free things online.
Awesome.
And yeah.
Thanks, Emma. That looks amazing and so easy. I think I love what you said there about how quick and easy, because I know myself, when I think of quick and easy meals with my Thermomix, I often think of the carb heavy like pasta, throw it all in and walk away.
Yeah.
But it's been really great to see how easy and quick it can be to make some, really, cut myself off, really great low carb dishes as well. Thank you so much. Please give Emma a follow on Facebook and Instagram. And then we'll head back over to Jess as well.
Yep, so here is my salad. So it still smells delicious. Yes, I've tried it now while I was waiting. So yeah, nice and quick and easy. But as I said, this is 2 serves, and I still think it is it's lots. So it'll be more than 2 serves for me. So yeah, all good, all done here, nice and quick.
Amazing, thanks, Jess. And Jess is
Family Life on the Farm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you pop everyone in the chat box for me, Jess? Just
Yep.
asking.
Can do.
It might be easier. Awesome. Thank you. Come back over to me. All right. So I have got obviously that detox salad that looks beautiful there and makes quite a bit as well. Our chicken Kiev, I've served it up with the salad there. I'll cut it in a second. And that, I've forgotten what it's called now. What did I say it was? Go back to my week. Almond chocolate mousse. So they are, all 3 of those are on Cookie Do. The other thing I wanted to add with the Kievs as well, and I know a lot of people already do this, those of you who make them, but you can make them in advance and freeze them. It's a really great way to kind of meal prep, save time in the long run. Obviously, heaps cheaper making it from scratch as well. You could even double the recipe, prep, cook half of it for dinner tonight and half of it save it for another night and just freeze them individually. I will cut that in half to show you. Oh, didn't do that very well for the camera then, did I? Let's move that with my hand. You can see that beautiful herb garlic butter has run out there. So yeah, feel free to meal plan those out and freeze them, cook them in the air fryer if that's your preference. And yeah, I think that's about it for us. So what did you think, guys? Are you any new inspiration ideas that you've got tonight? Pop it in the chat box and let us know. If you've got any questions at all, pop them in. If we've missed anything, let us know. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us. Our next class is going to be on the 7th of November, and it is going to be a launch virtual for our new summer magazine. So we would love you to join us for that if you are interested. Like we said, we do have quite a few amazing offers on at the moment. So if any of those interest you, please reach out to a consultant or to one of us. We would love to help you. The other thing we haven't mentioned tonight is that we do also have our half-price business kit on offer at the moment. So if joining the team is something you've ever considered, we would absolutely love to have you. And you can come and share the Thermomix love with us, or we'll support you to have some success in your business. So if you would like more information on that, please reach out and let us know. Feel free to stay on and we can have a chat. I can run through some information with you as well if you wanted to. But thanks so much for joining us. We hope to see you in next class, and please do reach out if you need anything or have any questions at all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries at all. Thank you. Yes, definitely give them a go, Alice. They're delicious. Thanks, everyone. Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, it showed how like quickly you can cook, like you can do such a lot of food in a really quick amount of time.